Hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, and mindset. In particular, how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. If this sounds like something that you are interested in, please stay. If this is your first time here, you are oh so welcome to join us this evening. If it is your first time, don't forget, subscribe. Most of all, if you're here and you aren't a subscriber, what are you doing? Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and then share the channel with someone you think might benefit from this information. So tonight is going to be jam packed. Hey, big sister Dula, I love you. She's got two channels. Y'all, please go check out my friend D on it's H and D Abroad, and then she has another channel, Big Sis Dula. Hey, Selfish Me Travels. That's my friend Danny. When I tell y'all I got some awesome friends, these ladies are out here in the world doing things. Let's talk about it with Mara. Hey, Mara. And Mara Love, who has so aptly been named. Y'all, hold on one second. I got to go over to Instagram and end it. I think I'm trying to go live on Instagram too. Y'all know I'm not technologically. It is what it is. No Instagram, no Instagram live, and we are not gonna sweat it. But it gives me the same message every time, so I'm just gonna take and remove this destination. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I have to practice. I'll have to do like a practice session on how to add Instagram so that we can be live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Hey, Forever Learning. That's Brenda. Brendetta is on her way. She's traveling. I'm not going to be telling everybody business, but she's traveling. And she and I are working together, and it has been such a joy. Roxy and Shirley T. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Don't forget, on your way in, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share the channel with somebody who you think might benefit from all this good travel, good that I'm about to be giving away tonight. Because when I tell you, I got some new stuff for y'all too, and I'm hoping that you will find it as useful as I did. Y'all know we're gonna go through 12. Actually, it's 11 countries. The 12th country is China. I'm setting that up. So if anybody's been to China, y'all please let me know, because I'm going with a travel group. Gate One. Hey, Tanya. So if anybody has used Gate One travel, I don't usually book like that. I just, I like to do my own thing. I like to travel at my own pace. But I'm going to try it for once, only because it's China. And I don't know a lot about China. And I don't want to be playing around and messing around over there trying to figure out the information about your visa and where you can try. I just don't want to fool with it. So it's one of those places. This is the first time I've ever traveled with a tour group. So we're going to see. That'll be a video. Hi, Gladys. Welcome to the live, everybody. Again, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. The most important part is subscribe. Okay, so let me just give you all an overview. Here are the 12 countries if you didn't know. You all know, everybody knows I started out in Mexico. Hey, Abba. I met Abba in Mexico, y'all. We went to the most beautiful, glorious flower market in CDMX, Mexico City. I'm talking about flowers for days. So if you love flowers, you need to get there. In Mexico City, I want to say it's in the Juarez neighborhood, but don't quote me. But anyway, we had a beautiful, and the food, oh Lord, impeccable. So Mexico was my first love. I still talk about Mexico too. I do Mexican content as well. I was just there in San Miguel, which is a beautiful, mountain city it looks storybook. If you haven't been to San Miguel, you must get to San Miguel, and you must check out my friend Michelle at Casa Elm. Michelle's house is so gorgeous. Her guest house is absolutely beautiful. It's a must-see. You cannot be a sister and go to San Miguel and not stay with Michelle at Casa Elm. And they've got a program that they're putting on too. So if I can link it, I'll link it here in the chat. I'll see if I can find it. So yeah, I started out in Mexico, y'all. Hey, Angela. When I tell you all, when you come to this chat, it's sister friends in here. That's all this is. That's all this is sister friends. Mara says, hold on. I'm moving to Cambodia with a work visa next year, but I need to look up other visas in South. Yes, 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 yes. I'm telling you, Thailand just started offering this digital nomad visa. But Mara, I believe you have to apply for it in the US. So start looking at it now. Check out that last video that I did about Thailand and moving to Thailand. The links are all in the description. So if you're thinking about it, being in the region, I would definitely do it. I would definitely get all of that visa stuff sorted out while you're home, because many of them you have to start in your home country. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Dr. K. I was just bragging on my friends. I'm just telling you, they are out here in the world doing big things. And I love it. I just, they say you could tell a lot about yourself from the company you keep. I'm just saying, y'all, my friends are doing big things. Yes, they are. So let me just jump right into it because we ain't got all day and all night. So we're going to talk about, we won't really focus on Mexico, but that was where I started almost exactly 12 months ago. So from there, I went to Qatar. So we'll be talking about Qatar. I'll tell you some things that I haven't shared with you about Qatar. Thailand. No. I went from Qatar to Bali, then Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, Japan, South Korea, and then I'm going to China. China is the last place that I'll visit in the region. And then sadly, I'll be saying goodbye to my love, Southeast Asia, and heading to, you have to stay tuned to find out where I'm headed to. But most of y'all already know. But I'll tell you at the end where I'm headed. Because I'm going to need some help. I'm sure we've got some sisters in the region, so I'll be needing some help. Oh, Mara, you're going to be teaching English. Yes, that's a lot of people. That was my first launch into international travel in terms of living in a place. I applied to the NowCap program, which I want to say I know they're in Spain for sure. I don't know if they're in any other countries. But yeah, Mara, that's a great way to get out of the house. Applying to teach English abroad, great way to get out. So if you guys are looking for ways to get out of the house and maybe make some money or even save some money, check out Teaching English Abroad. So here's how we're going to do this tonight. If you have a question, of course, always put QQQ, 3 Q's in front of your question, and then that will signal to me that that's something that I need to get to. Hey, Elle, it's morning for me. It's 8 a.m. and I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, Lord Jesus. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But okay, so let's get into it. So while you all know this, I am not what you would call a budget traveler. So what you're not going to get tonight is the most or the least expensive way to travel Southeast Asia. That I'm a value traveler. And by value traveler, I like nice things. I just don't want to pay full price for everything. I don't mind paying. If there's no other way around it, I'm going to pay it. And it doesn't matter. I'm blessed to be able to say this, that it really doesn't matter to me how much it costs, but it must feel like a value to me. And so that is different for everybody. What is a value to you might not be a value to me. But what I'm willing to pay for is comfort, convenience, safety. I want all those things. I don't want travel is stressful enough. Moving around the world, having your mind cluttered with visa concerns and flights and just transportation, getting around and making sure that you eat things that don't, mess with your tummy. That's enough. And so I don't ever want to be in a place where I don't feel safe. I don't want to be in a place I don't feel comfortable. And so I'm willing to pay for those things. But what I will give you tonight are both extremes, because I have stayed in places for as little as $23, and some of them I would stay again. I have stayed in places for as much as $2,500 a night, but I only paid 12 something for it. So we talked about that, but I'll give it to you again, how I was able to get this literally it was $2,500 a night, and I got it for basically half price. So I'll give you the skinny on that one. Y'all be nice. When you're outside, smile. Talk to people. Be personable. People respond to that, especially people who work in hospitality. They catch it. And so if you're nice and just, you don't have to be fake or overly phony. It's just say hi, speak, ask them how they're doing. I can't tell you how many wonderful perks and upgrades I've gotten just from talking to somebody. Hey, Yvette. Hey, lady. Okay, is there an age limit to teach English abroad? Let me put this question up since it's here. I know with NowCap, there is an age cap. I want to say it's 60. As long as you get your application in before you turn 60, but don't quote me. But there's NowCap, there's Jet. I want to say Jet is the one for Japan. There's Epic. I think that's for Korea. And there's several. Do a Google search. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But yes, there are some programs that have an age cap. Yeah. And there are some that have a minimum age. Well, of course, you got to have a minimum age. But there's a minimum age and a maximum age. And I think somebody may have put it in the chat. Oh, there you go. 59 is the age for many countries. I'm looking at Spain, France, and Japan. Yeah, I know. Because when I did NowCap, like I'm about to age out. Yeah, I think I have. I needed to either apply this winter. And NowCap's application, which is, D knows what NowCap stands for. I can't even tell you, but it's something language program. Who knows? But their application process opens up in January. So you've got plenty of time to prep. And trust me, you want to prep for that one because that is, that application process is not easy. I wouldn't exactly call it easy, but it's doable. I did it. Traveling the diaspora. Hello. Lola says, are you leaving Thailand permanently or temporarily? I think temporarily. I'm going to go we'll talk about it in a bit, but I want to apply for the digital nomad visa as well. And if I'm not mistaken, you have to apply for that in your home country. So y'all know I just took that's, I don't know the word explain. That's a hella long flight. I just took that flight coming this way. I am not looking forward to taking that flight back. But I may have to in order to apply for this visa. And I'm telling y'all, it's one to consider because the financial requirements aren't as strenuous. I want to say might be $13,000. Y'all do not quote me. I will drop you a link. So as a matter of fact, the links are on my community tab over on my Facebook community tab. Facebook, Lord. It's there too, but it's on the YouTube community tab. So go there if you're interested because it's really one to get. Somebody says, does NowCap pay? Yes, NowCap pays. Now, the thing with that is that it's not going to pay you a lot, but there are people that have been doing it. My friend Kirsten Brown, I want to say this is her 7th year in Spain. She was a friend to me when I was in the program over there, which is a whole nother story, y'all, because I applied, went and everything. And then, the pandemonium broke out. I never taught a day, but I spent 3 months in Spain. It says, as a New York Stock Exchange trader, which locations are more or less challenging to trade while outside of the U.S.? Gladys, I think unless you're trading, I think it's Forex or what's the other one that you can trade 24 hours a day? Clearly, I don't trade that. Is it Forex that you can trade 24 hours a day? You're not going to have any problems. But if you have to trade while the market is open, I don't think it gets any crazier than Southeast Asia because you're a half a day ahead of the market, which means by the time the market opens, like for me, I'm sleepy. By the time the market opens at 9 Eastern time or 8 o'clock Eastern time, 8 or 9 Eastern time, that's 9 o'clock at night for me. Y'all heard me just tell you I've been up since 4 a.m. By that time, I'm wiped. And so you do have to be alert if you're going to be a good trader. Nobody trades sleepy. And so I would think that is the most difficult. It's not as difficult in Spain because I think Spain is maybe, this is 12 hours. It might be 7 hours different. And so you're not up as late. So I think the further away you get, the more you cross that international date line, because I can't imagine only, let's see, who would be later? Maybe Japan might be even later than Thailand because the further east you go, the further away you get. So yeah. Yeah, futures is 24. Okay, so futures is 24. Yvette just said it. Let me put it up. Futures is 24. Okay, so you probably wouldn't have any problem with futures, but anything else, I found it a challenge. It says, just retired and looking to consult with you concerning your financial program and overseas training. Roxy, you need to get in here with us. I'm telling y'all, and let me help you seriously. If you're coming to Thailand, you want to get in on this assistance. I did it by myself, y'all, and it really, trial and error is a mug. You can get it done, but I wouldn't say wasted money, but I could have been way more efficient with my budget had I just known. So the young lady that I'm working with now, we worked together to get her airfare as reasonably priced as we could. We booked, we got ground transportation for her. We've secured her lodging for the first month. I'm going to make sure that she gets with a good realtor, maybe even show her around a couple of apartments in areas that I think, she would be happy in, certainly places I would be happy in. I'm not going to recommend that you go any place where I personally wouldn't stay. And y'all already know, I am not bougie. However, I did not work 30 years to come outside, and be half step in it. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. And I'm grateful that I can say that, I just say that with such humility that I have been blessed enough that I can kind of call the shots the way I want to live. I can live the way I want to live. I can live where I want to live. And so I will make sure that she gets to, the right apartment complexes. Because we're talking about $325, $350 a month. We want a pool, we want a gym, we want a doorman, we want security, we want biometric screening. We don't want folks just walking in on us. We want all of that stuff, and you can find it. And so I can help you save some money, save some time. So the link is pinned at the top of the chat. It's also in the description box. And so I'm going to be in the region for a little bit longer. The only thing I have to do now is, wrap up this China trip. And then I'm probably going to be out. I'm heading west. I'm going to apply for my digital nomad visa. And then who knows, I'll be coming back this way. So let's see if there's another question. Marilyn put this up. Okay, so that's about teaching abroad. Bummer. I just went to the NowCap website and it looks like they aren't accepting new applications. Yeah, the application process will open up again in January, if I am not mistaken. Okay. It says, did you visit the Asian countries in the order you mentioned them? If yes, what made you visit in that order? Okay, let me give it to you in the order. And if I had it to do again, I wouldn't do this order. So I do have the order that I would do it. So let me give you that first. Here's the order that I did. I went to Qatar first. Beautiful. And we're going to get to this later, but did y'all know that there are several airlines that offer incentives for a long layover? I got the good for y'all. Yes. As a matter of fact, I posted them and I put them in the chat. If you see those airlines that are at the top of the chat, those are the airlines. And I've got some tabs open. I'll show you their programs. So the first place I went was Qatar, and I had a long layover. In fact, I was there 2 days, but I think you could do 2 to 4 days. I've got their website. I'll pull it up. Gorgeous country. Ooh, we'll get into it. So from Qatar, I went to Bali to Thailand, from Thailand to Cambodia, then Vietnam, and then I sat my butt down for a minute because that was a lot. And then I went back to Bali, then the Philippines, Japan, South Korea. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute, let me do it again. Because after I came back from Vietnam, I set my butt down. Then I went to Malaysia, and from Malaysia to Singapore. Oh, we got to talk, y'all. And then I came back home and set my butt down again. So the truth is, in my apartment, my suitcases are here more than me. That's the real truth. That's how I've been able to stay here for a year, because I'm not even here. That's the real truth. Most times when I go somewhere, I try to stay for a month. Or like in the case of Bali, I was there for almost 3 months, 2 months and some change. And so even though my apartment is here in Thailand, I'm not here that often. That's the real truth. Ain't God good? Ain't he good? And so then I went to Singapore, Malaysia, came home, sat my butt down, and then I did Bali, the Philippines, Japan, and South Korea. Back home, I went to Mexico again, the US, came back here, and now I'm going to go to China. So that filled up it took 12 months, a little more than 12 months to visit all 12 of those countries. If you count the US and Mexico, it's probably 13 countries. Baby, I'm tired. Baby, I'm tired. I'm tired. That was the original name of this video. 12 countries in 12 months. Baby, I'm tired. That was the original name. But yes, so you could absolutely do it. Do I recommend you do it that way? Probably not. That's one of the things, if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't do it that way. So since we're here, let me find my notes, because I put it in my notes, and I'll tell you how I would do it. So get your pens and get your pencils. If I had it to do over again, this is the order that I would do it. If you're trying to do 12 countries in whatever amount of time, if I had it to do over again, I would absolutely still come through Qatar. That Doha airport, baby, is something to see. It's something to witness. Everybody should go to the Doha airport. I swear to you, it smells like money. And if you a Black woman like me, oh my God, the men, I was like, I was totally distracted. There's a train that runs through that airport that is so quiet you would even know it. And you have to stop and take a picture with the big yellow teddy bear. Everybody does. It's just a thing to do. Okay, so if you're coming from the US, and I'm going to give you this too. It depends if you're coming from the middle of the country or the East Coast. If you're coming from the West Coast, you can backdoor it and come the opposite way. So I'll give you that one. So let's start. Let's say you're in the middle of the country to the East Coast. Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, this is the way I would come. I would go to Qatar first. And from Qatar, I would go to Singapore. I'm looking at my notes because I wrote it down. I would go to Singapore and Malaysia. They're so close together. Then I would probably take a little break. The next up the map, because that's in the very far south. That's like the furthest south. Then I would go to Thailand, Cambodia. And Cambodia, even though it's not one that I would go back to, it's definitely worth a visit. Vietnam, next. Vietnam, you need to see it. Take a break, because I'm going to tell you something too. After you see so many beautiful things, your eyeballs need a break. You need time to process all the beautiful things that you see. It's like eating chocolate cake and then eating cheesecake and then eating the best peach cobbler you ever had in your life. It's like bam, 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 back to back. You don't really fully appreciate them unless you can take a break. At least that was my experience. Okay, so Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam are clustered right together, easy to get to. Airfare is going to be reasonable. Then I would do the Philippines and Taiwan. And then from Taiwan, you can hit Japan, South Korea, and then China. So that would be the order that I would do it if I were coming from the Midwest or the West Coast. Now, if I was coming from the East Coast, from the East Coast. Let me back up. From Chicago to New York. If you're from the middle of the country, all the way on the East Coast, I would take that route. If I was on the West Coast, think about it. On the West Coast, Cali, LA, I would come in through Taiwan, because that flight is a whole lot shorter than flying all the way across the US and then flying all the way across the Atlantic that's insane. I don't think anybody even routes that way. So if you're on the West Coast, Los Angeles, Arizona, any of those places that are, say, west of the Mississippi, I would come the opposite way. I would probably do this trip in reverse. I would go to Taiwan first because I think you can fly into Taiwan pretty easily, or Japan. Pick any of those because those are really close. So I would do the Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, China. I would do that leg first and then come on down to Southeast Asia. I would from there hit Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, then do Malaysia and Singapore. You see, you're working your way further south, and then hit the Philippines and then Bali from there. So I would do it in a reverse order, depending on where my trip originated from. So my original trip over originated from Chicago. So Qatar made the most sense. Somebody said yes. Spain is great. It's 6 hours ahead of time. Yes, yes. Spain is doable. Had I been trading when I was in Spain, I would have totally done that. Yeah, the time differences will mess you up. If you are a trader, I don't know. I'm sure people are doing it, but man, it messed me up. Are there age limits? Yep, Marilyn put the link in there. We went through this. Okay. And selfish me. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I told y'all my friends do big things, right? Danny does this. I'm not going to say if you got big bucks. I'm just going to say, if you're ready and willing to invest in a travel experience, I'm talking about a real experience. You want to go on a safari. You want to go to the Maldives, baby. You want it to be fabulous. You need to get with Danny. Danny does trips that, hopefully they aren't once in a lifetime. I'm hoping, we getting outside for real. But what I'm telling y'all, Danny is an expert. Expertise, that's her thing, is travel, and it's curated travel. You know what I'm saying? It's when you and your bae want to get away, and it's special. It's honeymoon travel. It's anniversary travel. It's I've been a good girl and I'm being good to myself travel. Check out Selfish Me Travels. Danny's on Instagram as well. And so, yeah, New Zealand and Australia would be even later. So those, I don't know what to tell you about that. You offer assistance if needed when coming to Southeast Asia. Of course I do. Let's talk about it with Mara. Y'all know I want you to have an easier route, an easier road than I had. It wasn't hard, but I did a lot of trial and error. I really have to be careful because I don't want to say I wasted money. I didn't waste money because I learned from those missteps. And my missteps had to do with routing inappropriately and where I stayed, not knowing where to stay. You all know the faux pas I made with this apartment. I jumped. You never do anything out of fear. I jumped at this opportunity because the first one I looked at got away from me and I felt pressured like, oh goodness, no. When I tell you apartments are plentiful, you just need to know where you want to be. Like, do you want to be near the mountain? Do you want to be in the woods? Because baby, you can get you a house in the woods. You can get a whole bunch of house too. Or are you like me? I'm a high-rise liver. I want a pool. I want a gym, even though I'm not using it. I just want to know that it's there. I want the convenience of stores. I want that. And so you need to know, and there's some specific places and areas in Chiang Mai in particular that you want to be in that are easier to navigate. The same is true for Bangkok. Oh, okay. So let me see. Hey, channel name. Hey, a channel name. Oh, hey, Courtney. I should have known. Hey, Courtney. Okay, so here it is. Do you ever Airbnb your Thailand apartment when you aren't there to try? No. I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not going to lock up all my stuff. Like, I got papers and important. Probably not. I'm sure you could because when I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm gone for at least a month, or I've been gone for as long as 2 months. And so, no, I usually don't, but that's a good idea for the girlies who are coming behind me. Get your apartment, and while you're gone, Airbnb it out. Dr. K, you so smart. Do you prioritize trading with like time zones? Gladys, no. Let me tell you, it was. I tried to do it in the beginning with Fidelity. Like I mean, not like the company Fidelity, but consistently. And it was not working. It was not working. I don't like the feeling of putting my money on the line and I know I'm not alert. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it stresses me to be trying to do something that requires so much brain power and I know I'm sleepy. I am an insomniac. And so I'm up at 4 in the morning. I could be up at honestly, I can be up at 3 in the morning. I could be either getting ready to go to bed or getting ready to get up. And so I love the freedom that sleep doesn't stress me because I can sleep anytime. When I'm trading, that's not true because I have to make sure that I am rested before. And it has not worked for me. And one is a lack of discipline because I might be up till midnight. I might be, which means I'm going to be getting up early. It's all off. That's all I can tell you. I'm not disciplined. Dr. Robin would be so angry with me. My sleep hygiene, it stinks. It sucks. And so, yeah. Somebody said, I know you're tired. I am. I'm beat. I'm exhausted. And I'm going to talk to you all about that too. And since we're here, we might as well talk about why am I tired? It's not even that I'm physically tired. But when you are traveling, slow traveling and moving at that pace, even if it's a month, you experience what is called decision fatigue because you are constantly, having to be on top of where's my passport? What are the visa requirements for the next country? Did my accommodations, had those things been secured? Ground transportation. You are making hundreds and hundreds of decisions. And so that's why I said do it in clusters. If I had it to do differently, I would slow down. I would do it in clusters. And the one thing that I would do again that I did right was to secure an apartment in a country like Thailand, someplace where you can get, now in Thailand, you can get 90 days. You can get a 60-day visa on arrival. It's absolutely free. And then you can renew it for an additional 30 days. That gives you 90 days. So in 90 days, you could actually explore all of Thailand in 90 days. You could do any mix of going to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. You know what I mean? And then I would slow down. But your body might be different from mine. Y'all know, hell, I'm 60 years old. Somebody said you love saying that. I do love saying it because to me it's hilarious. Age is a construct, y'all. It means nothing. I just love saying it because, yep, I'm out here living my best life, y'all. Somebody's grandma out here living my best life. And yes, Doha Airport is fire. It says, do you worry? Do you worry about not being able to get back into the country while your stuff is in Thailand? Of course. I think everybody does. I don't care what country I go to. When you walk up to that visa agent, or the passport, what do they call those people? Passport control. Everybody is shaking. Everybody's like, Lord Jesus, don't let nothing go wrong. I don't care. Even I am a resident of Mexico. And I got my ID. I know I don't have any problem. I'm still shaking when I pull up because it's like, Lord, because so much is hinging on that. And so I'm gonna stop right there because I want to give you all this. And I had an order, y'all, but since we're here, let me tell you this. When I'm planning, I never plan 3-4 cities ahead of time because it only takes one glitch in your travel schedule to throw all of that off. And so now you've got to worry about, can you get a refund for airfare? Can you restructure and rebook your hotel accommodations? So here's what lends itself to the decision fatigue. Because I have found that the best strategy is to plan maybe 2 legs, definitely not 3 legs ahead of time. So what it might look like for me. So I'm about to do a little run now. I think I want to head back to Vietnam. So right now in the upcoming weeks, I have to secure lodging, ground transportation, airfare, and all of those things. I will book all of that ahead of time. Another trick is you never book 30 days, like long-term stay. For me anyway, I want to get in and see what that place looks like. I want to see, I might book 4 days because 4 days allows me to rest. I'm not repacking and unpacking so quickly. So I will book 4 days. That's a sweet spot. If I love it, then here's another perk. I now have a relationship with the host. I can reach out to the host. By that time, generally, you've exchanged WhatsApp information or line information. And I can reach out to them off of the Airbnb platform and see if they're willing to give me a deal. So, booking that 4-day accommodation, especially if you're using Airbnb or any of them, honestly, even if you're at a hotel, if you're at a homestay, because you now have a relationship with those people, hopefully you've been nice and you've been smiling and you brought them, a little treat or something. You can now say, hey, I think I want to extend my stay. You're willing to cut me a deal. The only thing with that is if it's really a busy time, you run the risk of them not having something available. That has rarely happened to me, maybe once or twice. So here I've heard horror stories of people booking, like let's say you book Vietnam, then you book Cambodia back to back, and you've already made all your flight arrangements. I wouldn't do that. I would not. So once I get to, let's say I'm going to Vietnam, I've got my eye on the next place. I kind of know where I want to go and how long I want to stay. Then once I'm there, I start to book the next leg. It saves me. I've never had to rearrange my flights. I've never had to rebook accommodations. And some of the things that are easier to rebook would be like ground transportation. And for ground transportation, for me, I use booking.com. They are so wonderful. You can cancel the day of. So if you're like me, when I get to a new place, I am not trying to figure out where your Grab is. I'm not trying to figure out where your Uber is. I want that person standing there with my name on a sign saying, it feels so good to you. Feel so special. When you walk through the airport and there's somebody standing there with your name, I'm telling you, it's the best feeling in the world. They'll run up, grab your bags. It's those kinds of things that I'm willing to pay for. And so I wouldn't really call myself a budget traveler because y'all know I'm not staying in no hostels, and that is no shade to the hostel. It's just not my style of travel. I don't want to talk when I get there. I don't want to share. I don't want to smell nothing that doesn't smell like me. I'm not into it. I don't want to go in the shower in his hair and your flippers and slippers. I'm not into it. But it's a way to save money. So let me see. Hey, Sasha is going. Hey, I see some new folks in the chat. Y'all make sure you're liking the video, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things. But particularly hit that doggone subscribe button. I took a picture with the teddy bear guitar. Nubia, you understand. Everybody does it. It's a big old yellow teddy bear. And contrary to popular belief, he is not a soft squishy. It's a big old plastic thing they put together. Yes. Okay. Rest is needed. Here's a question. Why no more Cambodia? Apologies if you spoke about this already. Courtney. Okay. When I went to Cambodia, Cambodia was the Khmer Rouge. And I don't do a lot of political talk on this channel. Y'all know I don't. They have a really heavy history. I went to Phnom Penh and then I went to Angkor Wat. Now, Angkor Wat is definitely the thing to see, and Phnom Penh as well. But Phnom Penh was the headquarters, and y'all don't, look this up, verify everything I say, for the Khmer Rouge. And they were affiliated with the Communist Party, and they embarked on a genocide of their own people. In Phnom Penh, you can visit the killing fields, and I went to the killing fields. And when I tell you, they tell that history shamelessly. Without being too graphic, but there are the remains, the bones, the skeletons, the clothing, the weapons that were used in these mass killings and mass graves. And if you don't believe energy is transferable, go to the killing fields. It is the strangest. It's somber. It's very somber. And so that you can feel that energy. At least I can. I'm an empath. I felt instantly there's a reverence for that place, but there's also this heavy karmic energy there. And because Cambodia is still experiencing so much poverty, and don't get me wrong, because there's some rich people in Phnom Penh. It's some money. It's some money, it's some development, and it's an up and coming country too. I mean, in terms of economics. But you can sense the poverty there. And let me tell y'all something that I don't like, and I don't like it anywhere I go. And I saw a lot of it, and this is the most extreme case where Western men, the retirees, y'all know I be trying to be nice. The Caucasian men, the older ones, I got one of them came after me because I said something about it. They go over there and they pursue relationships with the young, it's the oldest profession in the world with young women and young boys. And so to see it in person and up front, I'm telling you, I saw some questionable things in that airport. I looked at a girl and I want to say, girl, blink, blink if you need some help. And so it's that kind of energy. I don't care for it. I don't want to see it because I have a daughter. I have a son, I got kids. And so to experience, it's the meeting of poverty and power, poverty and money. And when you have money and people are poor, people will do things to survive. And I don't like that energy. It is so different from Thailand. It's so different from some of the Japan even. And we'll talk about that because in Japan, there's something, there's this power, but it's not poverty. Oh, I almost said a bad word. It's poverty and kitty. Poverty and kitty. It's a whole different dynamic though. Still young women and older men with money, but just a whole different power dynamic. And so that's what makes it heavy for me. The history of, the killings that took place there, that whole massacre, genocide, and then watching how some people, Westerners in particular, come and take advantage of the poor there. I didn't like it. I mean, but it was gorgeous. And Angkor Wat is absolutely worth seeing. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Beautiful. I would go back for that. And then listen, I didn't get to go see the lotus farm. There's a beautiful lotus farm there. And then in Batten Bang, there's a town called Batten Bang where they have this cute little train that you can ride. It's people powered. Cute. Y'all got me all out of order. But anyway, yes. No, Cambodia is worth seeing historically, but I stayed for an entire month there. It was too much. It was too heavy. It says note to self, West Coast route. Yes, please, Nubia, if you're coming and you're coming from the West Coast, come back the other way. Most times that's the way it's routed. Let's see, Qatar, Singapore, Malaysia, break, Thailand. Yeah, you got it. Okay, let me just roll through. Thanks for the props. Oh yeah, that's my girl Danny. Are you kidding me? Y'all, I'm talking about big time travel. That's big time travel. Please reach out to some. Oh yes. Yes, I'm working with Forever Learning. She's on her way out into the world, and we're gonna try to make it so easy. That's my whole goal is to I'm sensitive. I want to give you what I wish somebody had given me. I wish somebody had just said, look, do this, do that, or given me options. Where should I be eating? Where should I be staying? Already have those connections here on the ground. So book your one-on-one, especially if you're coming this way. I'm telling you, the price of the consultation is $199. You get 3 face-to-face sessions, but everybody knows me. Once we're in a relationship, child, you got me. But what we're going to do is make sure that you take the best route for your flight. We're going to make sure that when you hit the ground, somebody's going to be standing with your name on the placard, that you already have your place that you're going to stay lined up. And if you're interested in any kind of tours, I can tell you the ones to see, the ones I thought were worth it and the ones that weren't. Air trading should be traveling. Oh, Gladys, I don't remember now. Is it possible to get short-term lease? Yes, it is possible to get short-term leases here as well. I'm telling you, just got to know who to ask. So you can get as little as a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month. Of course, the longer the lease, the more inexpensive your rent is going to be. How did you buy an apartment in Thailand and how much were they? I didn't buy. I'm actually renting. And I just went through I worked with a couple of agents and some I like better than others. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Some were more service oriented, which is what, they pick you up, they drop you off and all that stuff. So that's what you want. You want a full service agent. And so I rented. I found have a lovely, lovely, lovely landlord. She doesn't care if I'm gone for 2 months. She don't care if I'm in here or if I'm not in here. Somebody better tell it. Isn't decision fatigue real? That whole travel sounds all glamorous, but I'm telling you, decision fatigue is absolutely, it'll wear you down. Nobody ever mentions this, but can you survive on English in Asia? Will it be difficult? Will language be huge? Nope. Not one iota. Not one iota. I have never, ever, ever felt like I can't get my point across. The toughest time I had was in Japan. That was the toughest, but learn a few words. I've included a few phrases. I have a travel guide, and yes, I'm still working on a job, but at least just so y'all know, I have made progress. I have added all the countries, and now I just need to go fine tune and tweak it. But yes, you want to learn how to say, at least hello, goodbye, please, thank you, where's the bathroom? I'm hungry. Those kinds of things. You want the base. But Google Translate, I haven't had any problems. No problems at all. No problems. See, this is why we love Mirror Love. Like, subscribe, and share. Come on, y'all. We got this. Nubia says 60 what, girl? Yeah, 60 and a grandmother of 4. I tried to get back on my walk before you started. Oh, hey, not to be forgotten. We're so glad you're here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, here's a video. Yeah, if y'all want to see the apartment tour, go check it out. I did an apartment tour so you can see exactly what you're getting. And let me say this to you. Mine's not even the nicest one. I thought about moving. There are a couple of complexes here. I'm going to show my sister when she gets here. I'm talking about high rise, 25 floors, rooftop pool with a walking track, full gym with a view, a city view and a mountain view. $325 a month with stores at the bottom. My building doesn't have all of that. My building's got, a pool, a sauna, a gym, 24-hour security, underground parking. It's got all of that stuff. But baby, I'm not in the glamorous. Mine is very, very functional. It's very clean. It's very quiet. So would you suggest booking 30 days in the country? Yes. Maybe like a few days. Yes. Mara. Before you go and commit to a 30-day Airbnb or a hotel, stay there. Book it for 4 days. Book it for a week. But I would never book longer than a week, because if you get there and you hate it and you've paid for 30 days, it's going to be hella hard trying to get that money back. Nobody's giving you that money back. And you don't even want to be in that position. Plus, you have leverage. Once you go, and I'm telling y'all, be nice and smile and speak to the people, and you want your host, wherever you're staying, to get to know you. You need that for your own safety's sake. It is so much easier to bargain with them after you've established this relationship. So, yes. Good night, my. Oh, hey, Amelia, how are you? Hey, it's so good to have you in the chat. Hey, Khmer Rouge, yeah. A lot of the Khmer Rouge history, and I'm telling you, it's really heavy. It's like Germany with the energy that we owe, and what we've done, and never again. Yep, yes. Oh, Courtney, that gave me chills. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough place if you are an empath. It's a tough place if you're a highly sensitive person. But like if you go in there, you're gonna be drunk the whole time down in the red quarter with the girls and the boys. You might not feel that, But for me, I'm a history buff. I want to know how this thing works. What's your history? How does this tie into world history? And so, yeah, it's tough. Yep, there's the video that I did on the killing fields. It was definitely worth doing. If you're in Cambodia, you definitely want to visit the killing fields. You definitely want to get to Angkor Wat. You want to spend some time in Phnom Penh. Beautiful temples, just beautiful. And then I would definitely say get to Baton Berg. I think that's the name of the city where they do the little train, and the Lotus Farm. Those are four things that I would definitely do. Felt the same way in Ghana. Yeah, I can imagine that. Hmm. Let me see. I'm just rolling through the chat to get caught up with you guys. I'll do some research. Yeah, but I would never discourage you from going, because I know people who have been to Cambodia and they love it and they would go back again. I will say this, it's green, it's beautiful, it's undeveloped in a way that it's not, no, I'll say this, it's not overly developed. You know, there's still some novelty to it, because you don't get a whole heap of tourists going to Cambodia. Hello, Nicole J. Butler. That's my sister. We met in Mexico City. Y'all, not Mexico City, but in Cancun. Y'all all know the story. Funny. Y'all check out Nicole's channel if you want to laugh. I'm just telling you, please. I would not steer you wrong. Go check out Nicole's channel. You are going to laugh. She is hilarious. I feel you on that. I presently reside in Mexico City. Yeah. Yep. Most of us, you know, we feel. And yeah, if you're a feely person, that's going to be tough for you. Travel, not trading based on, prioritize traveling, not trading. Yeah, I do. So here's the deal. Gladys, I know I had to work on this too. Marilyn worked with me for a long time. FOMO, fear of missing out. Here's what I have really learned. The stock market ain't going nowhere. Baby, the stock market ain't going nowhere. They're going to still be printing money. They're still going to be trading. You're still going to have opportunities to invest. But I always have the opportunity to explore Southeast Asia? And the answer to that is an easy no. I'm not going to be here forever. And, you know, my time is wrapping up here. There are things I want to see and accomplish while I'm in the region. Y'all, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful excursion, but that flight over, baby, it'll take a lot out of you. And since it's not a flight that I'm going to be taking readily back and forth, while I'm here, I want to make the most of my experiences here. Y'all, we're an hour in. I'm going through these notes. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get out of Chicago before the snow hits. Okay. You know, I will not go back. Yes. And Nicole, listen to this. Not only is it less expensive, you all think about it. At $325 a month, I am literally paying $10 a day, whether I'm here or not. I recently did an interview with Rashida on her channel, and she was asking me, she said, well, how do you feel about paying for your place and you're not there? Girl, I'm paying $10 a day. I don't have no feeling about that. If I was in Chicago or any place else in the world, what could you possibly do with $10 a day? So if I'm not here for 2 months, that's $600. My things are secure. I know I have a place to come back to. I think somebody in the chat had a beautiful idea. Why don't you ask or see if you can arrange to Airbnb out your place while you're gone? It's a win-win. I have stayed in hotels that were $400 a night. I mean, so yeah. I have no feeling about paying $325 a month. It was the best decision I could have ever made. It allowed me to set up, you know, have a place to come back to. I can go travel for a month, travel for 2 months, come back. And it was the best decision. And I'm going to try to replicate that when I go to my next destination. Okay, I've gotten older in winter. Yeah, winter's tough. Chicago winters, nobody wants to be there for Chicago winters. Okay. Yes, I love Mary Love. You know, Yvette renamed Marilyn Mary Love. And here's Nicole's channel. Y'all get over there and see Nicole. I'm telling you, you're going to laugh. And her mom has a channel too. Check them out. Have you been to South Africa? No, you know, I missed that. The ladies all went with Exodus Summit, and I was smack dab in the middle. I want to say, where was I? I might have been wrapping up in either Vietnam or I was in Malaysia. I can't remember because they went around the time of my birthday and I was someplace else for my birthday. So I wasn't going to leave and fly to Africa and then fly back. I am telling you, Once you get over here, you want to do all the things while you're here, because flying from Thailand, and another reason I selected Thailand is because it's centrally located. It's got an international airport. You can get to Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, Taiwan, all of these places, and the airfare is so reasonably priced. Her mom is Miss Brazil. I never want to say it wrong, so that's how come I always say her mom has a channel. Okay, so y'all, let me get to the notes, because if I don't, okay, so here we go. Right off the bat, do not forget your travel insurance. I use Safety Wings. They don't pay me a nickel, y'all. Yes, I need to go ahead and get me some affiliate links, because Lord knows I'll be tossing out some names. But I use Safety Wings. There are several. I have a list. If you book a time with me, I've got a list of all of the biggies, the top, I want to say the top 10 prices, contact information. Some of them I've used. I've used 3 or 4 different travel insurance companies. By the grace of God, I've never had to file a claim. Knock on wood, won't he do it? Hey, Dre, you did. You caught one. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so let's do it. Here, I'm going to give you a list of the least expensive countries. Of all the 12 I've been to, I'm going to give them to you in order. Which ones are the least expensive all the way up to the most expensive? And that's important to know. So the least expensive, and in my top 3, so let me go ahead and give y'all my top 3. If I had to choose, like if I had limited time to spend in Asia, Southeast Asia, these are the 3 countries I would go to. Let's say you can't see it all. You ain't trying to spend no $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 over whatever time. If I only had to pick 3, I would go to Japan, number 1. If I only had to pick 1, I would go to Japan. That's God's honest truth. If I could pick 3 to do in the region, it would be Japan, Vietnam, and Thailand. That will give you a great feel for the mainland Asia, and then Southeast Asia. Vietnam is stunning. I'm going back. Vietnam is absolutely stunning. So let me give them to you in the order of which are the least expensive to the most expensive. And this is just my humble opinion. But the least expensive country that I've been to is Vietnam. Wouldn't you think Cambodia? No. I spent some money in Cambodia on lodging. It was not as reasonably priced. There were places that were more reasonably priced. I just wasn't willing to stay in them. So Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Bali, and Qatar. I'm going to stop right there. Those are the countries that I consider reasonably priced, and you get a great value for your dollar. The hotel that I stayed in Qatar, I look back at those pictures, you all listen. I look back at the pictures over the last year, and I cried. I literally cried. I have seen so many beautiful things. I have to pause there, because it's not by my might. It's not because I'm so great or so smart or so deserving, because we all are deserving, but God has been good to me. Now I have to stop and I have to pause, because I'm telling you, there's some beautiful things in the world, and I am not going to get emotional with y'all. I got some pictures too. We got time. You got time. I got time. Yes, baby. Qatar is reasonably priced. That hotel room I stayed in, beautiful. The food, the spread, the spa, the rooftop. Get to Qatar. Okay, here's the list. I'm going least expensive to most expensive. Least expensive, Vietnam. Gorgeous, child, gorgeous. Holy smokes. If I were you, I would start in the south and I would go to the north. I would start in Ho Chi Minh City, because it's a big city, just like any other big city. Although I did go to Unicorn Island while I was in Ho Chi Minh City, and it was worth doing. It's a cluster of 4 islands there, but I went to Unicorn Island. Gorgeous. You need to go. That's where I drank the snake wine, and the lady put the big old snake around my neck. I had a ball. So I would start, Vietnam is the least expensive, then Cambodia, the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, and then Bali and Qatar. You will get great value for your money. countries from accommodations. In Bali, I stayed in a place for $23 a night. Would I stay in a $23 one again? No. But one right across the way was $25. Would I stay there again? Absolutely. Beautiful pool in the rice paddies. Y'all, I got so much to tell you. Okay. Now these are the ones that are not. They were not. This is not budget travel. China, South Korea, and Singapore and Japan, they expensive for no reason at all. Singapore just expensive for no reason at all. I think Singapore don't want you to come. They want a certain kind of traveler in Singapore because Singapore is a tiny, tiny country. But yeah, Singapore is expensive. I think Singapore is the most expensive on that list. What you're going to find in Singapore and Japan are tiny accommodations. They're going to be clean. It's going to be top flight, but it's going to be tiny and you're going to pay. I felt like Singapore was almost on par with the US, if not more. I'm telling y'all, Singapore is not inexpensive. That's definitely not budget travel. I don't even say it's budget friendly. It's worth seeing though. China, I haven't been yet, but I don't think China is considered budget friendly either. Not like Vietnam, because baby, you can eat all day. You can have great accommodations. Vietnam is right up there. Holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, and South Korea was not inexpensive. I paid big money, good money for accommodations, and they were tiny, great, but they were tiny. Yeah. Y'all, my girl Yvette in the chat. Y'all know Yvette. Y'all get over there to see her channel, Yvette Boone Creates. She is the plant whisperer, but she's all things hobbies, all things for women to, it's just a very affirming space. Get over there and see my sister. Okay, Selfish Me say, yes, I started in the south of Vietnam and traveled up north in 30 days. Voila. You ain't got to take it from me. Take it from Danny. You want to start in the south because the country really opens up. When you go to Vietnam, it seems like each city gets more and more beautiful. And from Ho Chi Minh City, I would probably do Da Nang and Hoi An. Gorgeous. Oh, get you some clothes made, very reasonably priced. And then from there, I would go to Hanoi, which is my favorite city in Vietnam. I love Hanoi. Between Hanoi and Da Nang. From Hanoi, you will go to Ha Long Bay, which is where I did the luxury river. It's not even a river. I don't know. Ha Long Bay cruise, gorgeous. Oh my God, it's storybook. And then you want to go to Sapa. So yes, Vietnam, you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. If you can only pick 3 countries in Asia, get to Japan. You're not, plan to spend some money, but Japan is next level. Japan is a superior nation. I don't care what anybody says. America, we talk about American exceptionalism, baby. We ain't got nothing on Japan. I can't wait to go back. If you notice, I don't travel back to a lot of places. Once I've done it, I've done it. I went back to Bali because I have a friend there. Balinese people are the best. Okay. So another superlative, if you want to know where the friendliest people are in Southeast Asia, that's Bali and Thailand. Thailand is called the land of smiles. And Bali, the people there, I went to 2 funerals, a wedding, a baby shower. I ate in like a authentic with a family in Ahmed. They are my family. Let me tell you all this. If I had no money, like none, I'm talking about I'm flat broke. If I found myself flat broke in Southeast Asia, I would go to Bali. I know there are 4 people there right now today. If I showed up and said, I ain't got no money, I need 30 days to get my life together, they would welcome me in and let me stay with not a penny. That's the kind of people you're going to run into in Bali. I am not kidding. Yes. Hoi An is special. Hoi An is right outside of Da Nang. That's where you go get the clothes made, master tailors. Y'all, I'm telling you, for custom made dresses, I want to say, I think I paid like $25. And you could have got them for less, but I wasn't trying to bargain them, but you could have gotten it for less. Let's see. I spent 2.5 days in Japan and knew immediately I had to get back. Yes. I'll be there this time next year. Michelle, isn't it gorgeous? I'm telling you, I was there for a month and I was like, I want more. I want more. I started in Tokyo, then I went to Kyoto and Osaka, and I wound up in the north in Sapporo, and I caught the cherry blossoms, you all. Japan's a superior nation. I don't care what nobody's saying. Those are the cleanest bathrooms I ever saw in my whole entire life. Okay, so we did least expensive to most expensive. Let me get on with it. Okay, so here's some ways you can save on travel if you are interested in saving. I put these in the description of the video. I put them also at the top in the chat. So house sitting, we got some house sitting girlies in here. D house sits, and there are a couple other ladies from Exodus Summit that do house sitting. So trusted house sitter. I put 4 house sitting references down in the description box. So go. It's Mind My House, House Carers, Namador. It's a play on the word nomad. But if you're looking to save money, that might be one way house sitting. Couch surfing. Y'all know I'm not couch surfing, but I'm not mad at anybody who can. There's couchsurfing.com, bewelcome.org, and hospitalityclub.org. There are 3 couch surfing websites. I put that in the description as well. And consider a workaway. This is something I would try this one. Workaway and WOOF, which is Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. So you exchange a little labor and you get to stay there for free. I also put those in the chat. I don't know if those are in the chat. They're in the description box. But those are ways that you can cut down on accommodations, because the biggest expenses are accommodations and air transportation. Not even your ground transport. You can get away, you can do that relatively inexpensive, except for in Tokyo, where it's going to cost you $100 to get from the airport to the city. Whole nother story. But at any rate, if you're looking to cut cost on accommodations, you might want to consider a hostel, staying at a homestay. In Bali, homestays are very popular. All you got to do is go on booking.com and put in the word homestay or Ubud homestay, and you will get a list of homestays. And that's where a host family has a property or compound with individual. You're not in their house. I don't co-live. I'm not a co-liver. But they have individual cottages. It could be any manner of villas. I've stayed in them all. Villas, cottages. Oh my God. And for as little as $23 a night. I wouldn't do the 23, but I do the 25 again. Beautiful. They fix you breakfast every morning and they bring it to you. I'm telling y'all, go to Bali. Bali is another place you'll get great value for your money. My only issue with Bali, and nobody talks about this, everybody talks about the flower baths. Everybody talks about the Bali swing. Nobody talks to you about the monkeys, the geckos, the birds. I lie to you not, all of that stuff came in where I was. I had a close encounter with a monkey. I had a close encounter with all of the animals. It's just not my thing. But the people in Bali more than make up for that. You can also do a house swap. There's a website, homeexchange.com, lovehomeswap.com, and HomeLink. Also, you could consider, and I know that this is popular here from Chiang Mai to Bangkok and from Hanoi to Sapa, you could consider taking an overnight train. Think about it. You're on the train, so you're paying to get from one place to the other, and it's overnight, so you don't have to pay for a hotel. And generally, those are reasonably priced, especially in those 2 places. You aren't going to pay a lot. And so you've gotten an overnight accommodation while you're traveling. It's a pretty clever way. Most of those services like trusted house sitters, couch surfing, and workaway, you're going to have a membership. I'll put those. Listen, I dropped it in the doggone description. If you need some more information than that, you need to book a time. Book a time with me. I can give you all the contact information. So the biggest expense is going to be your accommodations. Those are some ways that you can save on accommodations. Of course, if you're looking to save money on airfare, you need to do this. Use your rewards points, your credit card points. Sign up, and I'm not kidding. Don't be like me. I'm telling y'all, this is all the mistakes I made. Sign up for every airline that you travel on. Sign up for their rewards program. Even if you don't think you're ever going to fly that airline again, trust me, you may circle back and you want to start accumulating those points. And some of these airlines have relationships with other airlines, and sometimes points are transferable. So you want to take advantage of your credit card points and rewards programs. You want to take advantage of all of the hotel reward programs, and you want to take advantage of all of the, we said, airline reward programs. Those three together, I'm telling you, you can rack up some points and knock off some of the cost of either your stay or your airfare. Another thing, and this is what I do, and for several reasons, I cook my own meals. This is why I like either Airbnbs, homestays, get your own place, because I know exactly what's going into the food. Another way you can save money is you can eat street food, but I say eat street food at your own peril. Be wise. If the food's been sitting out all day, come on, for real. My rule is, did I see it come out of the grease? Did I see it come out of a bubbling hot cauldron? If I saw it come out, if I saw grandma dip in the pot and the pot is bubbling hot, I'll take some. If they fry it right there in front of me and I see them take it out the grease and put it in my dish and put it in my hand, I'll eat it. If it's been sitting out, I'm not gonna fool with it. I'm not gonna fool with it. That's just not how I roll. I'm not doing it because I've gotten sick. I got sick in every Mexican state and city I went to. Sorry, not doing it. From like the legacy, where were you when the monkey showed up in the hotel room? I was in Bali and I was at a beautiful hotel. I'm gonna give it to you, and I would suggest that you go. It's called Bisma 8. It's in Ubud. That villa had a Japanese soaking tub. It's about $400 and some a night, but baby, worth it. It's a 2-story. I had a 1-bedroom. I think it was a 1-bedroom villa, private pool, organic food grown right on property. You get to go pick out your own vegetables for your salad. You can pick your own vegetables for your smoothie. Can you imagine that there's a garden and you go order a smoothie and they tell you to go get your own carrots and go get. It is amazing, but the villas are open wall. So there's a wall where there is no wall. And yes, that monkey came right on in, went right in the kitchen and got him some snacks. I was holed up in the bathroom. Thank God I had my phone. I was able to call them from the bathroom, and somebody had to come and get the monkey out. Yes, the monkey not only had a snack, he went to the pool. I was like, this is not your first time at the rodeo, sir. You've been here before. Yes, he knew exactly where to go. I was petrified. Yes, I did. I was lucky and that I was able to stay at a friend's beautiful house. Yes. Seoul was clean and chill for me. Only drawback, US prices. Yep. I'm telling you, South Korea was not, I wouldn't consider that a bargain place. Not at all. Michelle says, these are great tips. Yes, I'm telling you. And Delta is wonderful. They have partner airlines. I'm telling you all, it only takes a few calls, or just go to their website and you'll see who their partners are so that you can transfer those points. But here's the killer. This is the one I've been holding out on. Let me just roll through right quick because Marilyn is giving it to us. That's Dee's YouTube channel. Okay, let me make sure I'm caught up. Yes, you do need to book, because if you think I'm giving you the good here, child, you know I'm not giving it all away. Okay, I'm telling you, girl, it was a short. It's a short. The where the monkey had me held up. No joke. He went to the pool. You could see it for yourself. Nicole said she wished she had done more. I know. I only spent a few days in Seoul. I was there for a week, I think. Yeah, I didn't have enough time in Seoul. I didn't. No. Yes, Nubia, y'all get outside. I'm trying to tell you something, and I'm about to give you something. See, I'm not the only one. The monkey chased me away from a pool in Ubud. The monkeys in Ubud, baby, are next level. But you got to go to the sacred monkey forest when you go to Ubud. Me and my friend Yuli. Yuli is my love. She's my adopted daughter in Bali. And the reason I went back, she had a baby. Yuli and I went to the Sacred Monkey Forest together. Now, you know, black folks, I'm sorry. I'm black all day. I don't care where I am. I'm black. Yuli is like, you want to get a picture with the monkeys? I'm like, girl, no, I'm good. I'm good. So I'm standing off in the cut where the monkeys are in front of me so I can see the monkeys. And she snaps a picture and I'm like, good. She's like, you don't want to get it? No, ma'am, I do not. While we're talking, she's got her back to the monkeys. You don't turn your back on a monkey. When I tell you that baby monkey jumped on her and started clawing at her hair, I got pictures. I got the whole video. I was, she was shaking, but not, Yuli knows her way around. Baby, no. I was like, okay, I'm good. Check, please. I'm ready to go. The monkeys are next level. I don't play. I don't fool around. But when I was in Bali, everything got in. A bird, geckos. Geckos are common. That's just, hey. Who's going to book? I will give the monkey chase link. Excuse me, y'all. Look, y'all, just beware. When you go to Ubud, there are going to be animals. There are going to be animals. Hey, Latanya. Hey, sister. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so here is the good. Let me see if I can share this with you all. Because remember, we're talking about ways to save. So we know about the points. We know about homestays and all those alternative ways that you can get your accommodations. You don't always have to be in a hotel. You don't always have to be at an Airbnb. Check out some of those other things. But here, sounds like the squirrel in Christmas Vacation. Yes, when the animals get in the house. That's one of my favorite movies, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I laugh at that every time like I've just seen it. But listen, okay, so here's another way that you can save and you can extend your travel experience. Did you guys know, and I live with some of this, that there are certain airlines that they encourage you to have a long layover. So if you are coming from the West and you're coming east, these are some airlines that you might want to consider. Yeah, coming east. These are airlines you might want to consider. Just like in Doha, I stayed there for 3 days. I was able to leave the airport. They encourage you to leave. They make it very easy. I didn't have to get a visa or do, any of those things. They helped set up my ground transport, got me out of there. I had a hotel, and you get to stay and you get to see. So it's like a mini vacation before you get back on that hella long flight all the way here to Thailand or wherever you're traveling from there. And so let me give you these. I'm going to start. Let me see if I can share this because y'all know I'll be doing my best. Let me share this screen. Okay, there it is. We in there. Okay, can you all see this? This is Turkish Airways. And if you go to, I put this link in the chat. I put the link in the description box. Turkish Airways has a stopover in Istanbul. So of course you're gonna read all of this, who can get it, but they offer you all these different perks, whether it's, well, anyway, all of the stuff is here. Y'all see it. Go to this website. Hit that link and find out if you can, in fact, take advantage of either discounted hotels. Some of them, you all, say that they provide complimentary hotel stays. I don't know, because y'all, I just did it. And I haven't been to all of these. I flew Qatar. Let me hit this one. Complimentary transit accommodations. Yes. So here's the next one. That was Turkish Airways. This is Qatar Airways. And by the way, when I tell you, that is a wonderful airline. I feel very special. Qatar. I don't know why there's such a lag. So here you go. It says now you can use the benefits of Qatar Airlines complimentary transit accommodations package when you fly the world's best airline. They say a complimentary hotel room for the duration of your stay. I don't know if that's true. Transfer to and from the airport. I know they helped me with that. And temporary, yep, I got this visa at no extra charge. So check it out. That's Qatar Airlines. And the link is in the chat, and you know where else to find it. So here's the deal. You're planning to come to Thailand. Y'all know that's a long flight. It took me 24 hours, literally, the last time I came. You want to break it up. Fly to Qatar. Spend 4 days in Qatar. Then get back on the second leg of that long flight. I don't know why this thing is lagging so. Hold on one second. Let me see something, y'all. I need a second. Because even my thing is lagging behind. No, we live. Okay. Well, anyway, the next one after Qatar is Dubai. It's called Dubai Connect, and it's on Emirates Airlines. So when you have a long connection time between flights, you could be entitled to accommodations, meals, and more on us. And this is not, I'm not talking about they messed up, they flubbed up, and you got this long layover. No, this is a program. They're being very intentional. They want you to stop in their country. They want you to visit. And so they offer these perks to encourage you to, not just spend your layover in the airport. And I'm pretty sure they don't want people just hanging around the airport anyway. And then you've got Singapore Airlines. Singapore has a plan too. But they've made some revisions to their stopover program. So you want to check out Singapore Airlines. And then this other one is TAP. This is in Portugal, TAP. So I know TAP. I saw them in Spain. I saw them in Portugal. They may fly to Italy. France. But at any rate, they have a layover stopover program too. And Portugal stopover is voted the best in the world by Globe Traveler. So these are, let's see, we started with Turkish Airways. You want to check out Turkish and see, I don't know if they have a name for it. I don't know. I think just hit that site that I gave you. Check out Qatar. Check out Emirates, Singapore Airlines, and TAP Portugal Airlines. Air Portugal. Yes. And let's see, I'm getting back over here. Yeah, we love Mary Love. Y'all show Mary Love some love. I keep trying to get Marilyn. Did y'all know Marilyn is crafter extraordinaire? I gotta show y'all something. Y'all know my attention span is like long as I don't know what. Let me show you what Marilyn gifted me. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it up so you can see. Hold tight. I've been trying to get Marilyn to do her own YouTube channel. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. So y'all got it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 airlines that have some sort of stopover program. The 5 airlines that I know that I was able to do some research on that offer a stopover program. There are 5 airlines. 1 is Turkish, 2 is Qatar, 3 is Emirates, 4 is Singapore, and 5 is TAP Air. Check them out and see if you can work out a way to spend a little extra time and break up that long flight at a discounted price. Yes. Okay. So let me show you all this. Okay, let me take this out of here. We didn't see enough of that. Look, y'all. Look what Marilyn made for me with her hands. It's a ribbon too. First of all, it was tied up beautifully with this ribbon. You can't see it, but look. This is what Marilyn gave me. And I'm going to tell about we're going to do a little excursion. I'll just leave it at that. Marilyn and I are going to do an excursion, and we're going to fill this up with pictures and memories. Look at that. Can you imagine? Look at this. Shouldn't she have a store? Marilyn said, don't not put that on her. She is retired. But look at this. Is that not amazing? I'm trying to put it, y'all know I'm the world's worst camera person. Look at that. She made this with her hands. But watch this. Y'all not ready for this? Bam-a-lam. If you flip it over, it goes the other way. It's double-sided. Is that not amazing? And all of these like pages, you can open this up. Look at that. We've got to go. Marilyn and I are going to do a trip, a girls' trip, where we fill this beautiful album up. I'm not doing it any justice because I don't know how cameras work. But look at that. Is that not amazing? And when I tell you, I don't even know. It's just crazy. So there are flaps and pockets, and Marilyn made this with her hands, her own two hands. So now I got to figure out how to close my book up, my beautiful book, because I don't know how now. But at any rate, so Marilyn has an Etsy shop. I don't know, Marilyn, put your stuff down, put your contact information down. She has an Etsy shop and she has a YouTube channel, but Marilyn is low key. When I tell y'all don't go stressing my friend, do not go stressing my friend because Marilyn said she is, I know, isn't that creative? Y'all, it's got to be 10 pages this way and 10 pages back the other way with pockets to put pictures and mementos and all of that stuff. So we are going to fill that up with memories on a trip coming soon. Oh, I didn't know this. Iceland Air has a 7-day stopover program too. Wow. We're trying to give y'all the good. We want you to travel. We want you to live well. Marilyn, the ladies need to know where they can buy your goods. She's got a Etsy store. Yeah. Shouldn't she do a class? Marilyn is a whole business in herself, y'all. But Marilyn, I'm going to tell y'all, I said do not stress my friend because she's retired and she will get you straight. Okay, so we talked about how to save on your airfare. We talked about how to save on accommodations. We talked about how to get a free little mini vacation in between there. I want to talk to you about other ways to save money. I'm just looking at my notes because what did I do? Oh, we talked about cooking your meals, eating street food. Okay, y'all, let me throw this stuff away as soon as I'm done with it. Oh, okay, here it is. Cooking your own meals, eating street food, using local transportation. If you are coming to Southeast Asia, not everywhere has Uber, but Japan has Uber. More likely than not, you're going to use Grab, Grab, Bolt, B-O-L-T, Tuk, T-U-K. You can get all of those here in Thailand, especially in Chiang Mai. And then there's another one, GoJet. So download those apps before, in the airport or before you even get on the flight. Just research them, download those apps so that you can get around without having to take taxis. I never take private taxis. I need somebody tracking this ride for my own safety and my own sanity. Travel during shoulder season, go in off season. And that's the beautiful thing about the way I did this is I've been here for an entire year. I get to pick and choose when I go to these places. So of course I'm not going. The only place that I went during high season, like the high tourist season, was I went to Japan for the Japanese cherry blossoms. Now you can't miss that. There's no way I was going to be able to avoid crowds. But everywhere else I've gone, I've kind of gone off season, either right before it gets really busy or afterwards. And then you want to mind the weather here as well. And then we talked about volunteer work. Maybe you could do a work away, help out on a farm, volunteer. They're always looking for somebody to help. And we talked about, free low cost activities. Are you all familiar with this website? Let me pull it up. You don't know? Hold on. Have you all, let me share it. There are two that I use. And this one is new to me. Are you all familiar with Klook? Klook is kind of like Viator, where they specialize in putting together local activities. You can see, I think that's Mount Fuji in the background. But they are reasonably priced. They're a lot more reasonably priced than the next one. I usually use Viator. And Viator does all levels of, tours, activities. I used them when I went to Angkor Wat. I got a great deal on Viator for Angkor Wat. And when you go to Angkor Wat in Cambodia, you want to do a multi-day pass. So hold tight. That's what I'm gonna roll through next. I'm gonna roll through the must-do activities and things for each place. Okay. So let me gather myself and check out this doggone chat too. So check out Klook, check out Viator in case you want to book some things to do on the ground. Or you could book a time with me and I can give you the people that I actually used in each country. Let's see, QQQ. Should you avoid the rainy season or is it still doable? Still doable. Because generally tropical rain happens in the middle of the day and then it clears up like nothing ever happened. And if you know anything about these hot places, folks not outside in the middle of the day anyway. Chiang Mai, Bali, Vietnam, they all come alive after 5 o'clock. I mean, you can find people out, but if it's hot, the middle of the day, locals are not outside. You're going to see tourists outside sweating and passing out. Like I almost passed out at Angkor Wat on a tour. When I tell y'all my legs seized up, I was so dehydrated from the heat. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go check the weather. Go when it's not as hot. That's why you come. You get you a home base. And then that way you can travel when it's most convenient to go to those places. Yes, I'm going to Angkor Wat in January. Oh, Abba, you're going to love it. Get the multi-day pass. Try to get that very first morning. Do not do like I did. Don't be a lazy bum and then try to get the 10 o'clock tour. It's too hot. It's too late. They have some that start at sunrise. You want to get that first sunrise tour. The sunrise over Angkor Wat is gorgeous. I'm trying to think anything else. Make sure that you hydrate, not just with water. You're going to need electrolytes. I'm telling y'all. I couldn't finish up the tour. I was the old lady that was on the bus because my leg blocked up. Which country do you feel has the best food variety? I eat more fish and veggies. Oh my God, Thailand. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I ate the best in Thailand. Thailand's got delicious food. Vietnam, you're going to get very inexpensive street food. And you know my rule is it hot, bubbling hot? So you're gonna get pho. Pho is always hot. I would be careful with banh mi. Banh mi is the meat sandwich. I know a friend that got sick from some banh mi because you know that meat can be sitting out. The toppings could be sitting out. Be careful. Where else? Malaysia's got delicious food. Malaysia's got delicious food that is very reasonably priced. Y'all know I started in Mexico. Mexico is meat heavy. Mexico is corn heavy, meat heavy, starch heavy. Mexican food, they have vegetables, but that's not their thing. You're going to get you some corn, tortillas, you're going to get some meat. Mexico, cheese, it's going to be a little heavier. But I found Thailand, Vietnam. You know, I would imagine Cambodia, but I'm careful. I don't know. I'm not going to say too much. Yeah, be careful. Oh, here's Maryland's site, y'all. Y'all better go find and let Marilyn make something for you. But again, don't stress my friend because she's retired. You do need to come back. Chiang Mai is so cozy, y'all. It has moved right on up to the top of the list of like one of my favorite cities. I'm just telling you. But yes, sunrise tour and get you some electrolytes for sure. I'm trying to think anything else I would do differently. I was there and it was raining, so make sure you can have an umbrella depending on the time of year. Oh yeah, yep. You got to go first thing in the morning. And I'm telling you, 8 o'clock is a good time, but what's even better is when they pick you up at 5 a.m. I did the 5 a.m. the first day. The second day I went later and I'm telling you, I couldn't make it. Yep. See, my travel sisters know that sunrise tour at Angkor Wat, the pictures, phenomenal. That's in Cambodia in Siem Reap. So I know Mara was talking about going to Cambodia. Yes, that's where you want to go. Yep, yep, yep. It's I don't know. See, I don't have a peanut allergy, so I couldn't even tell you. I don't want to say, but I have to imagine that with as many tourists that come to Thailand, that they understand you got to be careful, with peanuts. Folks have peanut allergies. Now, if you need some personalized help and assistance, you don't want to do this on your own. Y'all know I'm here for you. Click the doggone link, schedule your time for your girl get up out of here because I'm not going to be here forever. Okay, so here, real quick, I'm going to roll through. Let's say you go to Bali. Here's some things you got to see. You got to see the rice fields. Alawatu Temple, that's in Kuta, that's in the south. You gotta go see the Ubud Sacred Monkey Forest. And some cultural things in Bali. You always remove your shoes when you go in the house. And did you know it's impolite to touch people's heads? Did you also know, y'all know I made this faux pas, you don't go hugging on folks? That is not a thing. You do not hug. And some of the foods that I would say, if you go to Bali, that you have to try, suckling pig. They do a whole roast pig with the crispy skin. Oh, Lord. I could still see that pig on this pit. I'm sorry. It was so good. It was so good. Then nasi goreng, which is fried rice. They do a great fried rice. And then sambal. I wish I had time to show y'all the pictures. The pictures made me cry. I'll see if I can pull up the pictures in the end. But my Balinese family and Ahmed, I told y'all this, where the dad got the fish and he made this fire. I lie to you not, it was two cinder blocks in a grate, and he cooked the fish like he was, like meal. You know how babies squat? That's how he cooked this fish over this fire with rice, and then they make this spicy. It's like a chutney. It's like what your grandma made when she did the peppers, the vinegar. Anyway, it's called sambal. And when I tell you I would eat a bowl of it, it is absolutely delicious. And you mix that with your rice and your fish and you eat with your hands. I think they were a little bashful when I was in Ahmed and they were eating with their hands. I was like, man, this is how my grandmama, we ate our collard greens and cornbread with our hands. Are you kidding me? The best utensil in the world. So if you get to Bali, make sure you get that suckling pig, get you some good rice, get you some sambal, you good to go. Now, when I was in Qatar, here's some places that I would say you need to see if you go to Qatar. The Pearl, it's a whole man-made water thing that covers over 4 million square meters. I didn't know that. I'm reading that. But it covers 4 million square meters, all man-made. When I tell y'all they got money in Qatar, they got money. They got money in Qatar. Qatar feels wealthy. You also want to go to the souk, which is the market. And it's like the market that you see in the movies where you can get lost and you're going in and out and they got the rugs and all the beautiful colors and the spices and the smells. Breathless. Y'all, seriously, I was going through my pictures yesterday. I really, literally was almost in tears because I can't believe I've seen these beautiful things. And the food in Qatar, let me give you this, because I ate at the hotel mostly and the food was delicious. I had baba ganoush. You're going to get Mediterranean. You're going to get Mid-Eastern food. So there's something called machbuz. That's spice, rice, and meat. And then balalit, which is vermicelli, which is a kind of noodle and egg, and bakwamat. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a dumpling. I had some of the best food, very reasonably priced. Okay, so if you go to the Philippines, you want to also check out, they have rice terraces as well. And I didn't spend enough time in the Philippines. I'm going to tell you where I think you could skip. Don't spend a lot of time in Manila. I spent time in Manila. Philippines is about beautiful islands. You want to get outside up there. Let's see. And in the Philippines, as well as in Bali, it is polite to remove your shoes when you come inside. And in the Philippines, it's common to eat with a spoon and a fork, but not necessarily a knife. Another cultural norm for the Philippines is you want to be polite. They are very big on respect, particularly to their elders. And so y'all hit me up. I ain't got time to be going through all of this, but there are words and phrases that you need to know if you're going to the Philippines. And Japan. let's say, if you're going to Japan, this is what I think you should see. Fushimi Inari. It's a mountain. I climbed it. Y'all watched the video. I almost died. It took me an hour to get up to the top. I huffed, I puffed, I sweated. It was hot. It was a hot mess. In Kyoto, you gotta go. And then if you're in Tokyo, you want to see the Tokyo Sky Tree and Shibuya Crossing. Very touristy, but still is something to see. Shibuya Crossing is the most busy street crossing probably in the world. When that light changes, baby, it's bedlam, absolute bedlam, but it's fun to see if you're in Japan. And I took a train and I saw Mount Fuji, and of course, Hiroshima is there. You all know the history with Hiroshima. The U.S. bombed Hiroshima. You can go there. There's a Peace Memorial Park in Hiroshima. Where else? I say if you go during Japanese cherry blossoms, get yourself up to Sapporo, baby. It was gorgeous. Nothing, just gorgeous. Cultural norms in Japan. You bow when you greet somebody. Of course, you remove your shoes whenever you enter the house, and sometimes some restaurants. And in Japan, which is really clean, you don't walk and eat. You don't walk, and eat in public places. You don't eat, although you can eat on the train. Isn't that funny? You gotta know. Japan's got a bunch of rules. And you don't talk loud in public places. Yes. And some foods to try if you go to Japan. You got to have sushi, you got to have ramen, and the wagyu beef. I did all of those. Very good. Delicious sushi, delicious ramen. Ramen shops are everywhere, so you want to check that out. If you're coming to Thailand, here are 3 things you have to see. The Grand Palace in Bangkok, breathtaking. The jewels on this place, breathtaking, y'all. I'm telling you. Then you want to get to Chiang Rai. You want to see the White Temple, the Blue Temple, and they call it the Black Temple, but it's not black. You definitely want to get there. And then there's this cute little cafe in Chiang Rai called Lalita Cafe. Y'all check out some of them shorts. Just roll back. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then you want to get to the south and get to at least some of the islands. There's Phi Phi Islands, Koh Samui, Krabi. You want to do some of that too. So Thailand, some cultural norms. You do not touch somebody's head. I didn't know that, but I would never touch anybody's head anyway. And I want to say this is called a wat. And the wat is a show of respect. And the higher up you go is the more prestigious the person is. So if you're talking to maybe a peer, your wat will be here. You just say, Sawadee ka. Sawadee ka is hello. I know that. If you're a guy, it's Sawadee krab. And you would do that for somebody that's not formal. If it's somebody who is maybe an elder, you move your wat up. If it's a monk, or somebody, if it's a dignitary, you move your wat up even higher. Oh no. And they say that it's impolite in Thailand to point with your feet. I don't even know who will point with their feet. But at any rate, those are some of the things. And of course, you always take off your shoes in Thailand, just about everywhere. And when you go into a temple, you have to be dressed appropriately. They're very conservative. You're going to cover your shoulders. You're going to have a wrap. I always say travel with a sarong. It's just a part of your gear. And let's see. Oh, foods to try. I'm telling y'all, delicious food. Of course, pad thai. Because you've had pad thai, but baby, you have not had pad thai until you've had pad thai in the land of pad thai in Thailand. Totally different beast. Yummy. And tom yum soup and khao soy. Khao soy might be a regional dish. Delicious. And mango sticky rice. Love me some mango sticky rice. Okay, let me see what y'all doing over here. Okay, Marilyn say, don't forget. Oh, yes, y'all. We're just going to take a little bitty pause because I got a few more things I want to tell y'all about what to do when you go. Y'all need to go in there and get this ETF guide. When I tell you, if you missed out on the boom last year, it's not too late. Everybody knows that the market is taking a hit. It took a little dive. This is a good thing for us. People think when the market goes down that, time to panic. No, child, that's when it's time to buy. Things are on sale. So I have put together a list of, I don't know, maybe 30 20, 30 different ETFs that you might want to consider for the second half of the year. It's time to get in. Y'all better go over there and get it. I'm just telling you, get your ETFs, sign up. All you got to do is leave your email address and then you'll get it. Okay. She said, I think that the pointing with your feet thing is when you cross your legs when you're sitting. Okay, that makes sense, Yvette. Thank you, sister. Thank you. That makes a whole lot of sense. Hey, Astrid, we're glad you made it. Oh, it's your birthday today. Oh, no. I want to celebrate my birthday in Thailand next year. I'll need to watch from the beginning. Girl, yes. We gave all the good out. So, yes. And hopefully do it in Chiang Mai or Bangkok. But if you like to party, do it in Bangkok. If you like a little more cerebral kind of get together, but still fun, do Chiang Mai. Now, if you are the woosah type, you want to get to Pai. Y'all, Pai is gorgeous. Or you might want to get to Chiang Rai. Good stuff. Okay, so let's say you're going to Vietnam. 3 things that you have to see when you go to Vietnam. You got to go to Ha Long Bay. Sorry, I said it. That is gorgeous. You're not going to see landforms coming out the water like that anyplace else. Hoi An, you got to go. It's called the Ancient City. That's where you get the clothes made. You got to go there. And I say Unicorn Island in Ho Chi Minh City. Just beautiful. Some cultural norms is whenever you give somebody something, you use both hands. And in Vietnam, you should ask to take a picture before you take their pictures. People have all kinds of varying beliefs about spirit and that you can capture, their spirit. So I never take anybody's picture without asking anyway. And then, of course, in most Asian countries, you always remove your shoes before you come in the house. And Vietnam is a perfect place to get pho. We had pho in Hanoi at the place where Anthony Bourdain and Obama ate. It's called Bon Chun. Ask anybody, they'll show you. And you can go and now they have the table. I don't know if you can eat at that table anymore. They memorialized the table where Obama and Anthony Bourdain ate their bouchon. And if I'm not mistaken, they might have a Michelin star. Don't quote me on the Michelin star part, but the food was absolutely delicious. Banh mi is a sandwich. Be careful. Make sure your banh mi is made fresh in front of you. And then, of course, you can get all kind of noodle dishes. There's always a regional dish. In every region in Vietnam, they want to take you to their regional restaurant where they make their famous noodle dish or whatever. They took me to one in Da Nang, Hoi An. So you go, because I'm telling you, it's all good. You can't go wrong. Okay, so those are 3 places. For real, get to Ha Long Bay, get to Hoi An, and get to Unicorn Island right outside of Ho Chi Minh City. So what happens if you go to Cambodia? You want to get to Angkor Wat. That's in Siem Reap. You want to see the Royal Palace, which is in Phnom Penh. Gorgeous. And I went to the Killing Fields. That might be a lot for somebody else, but Lotus Farm in Cambodia, and it's Batam Bang bamboo train. The locals call it the nori, but if you go to Cambodia, you want to get on a cute little train. I didn't have time. I ran out of time. So I got to all of the things. I didn't get to the Lotus Farm, and I didn't get a chance to do the train. And if I had it to do again, I would do those things. Okay, so we're going to greet people. Arms pressed together again, and with a bow. It's a courteous little bow, pretty much the same as in Thailand, but in Thailand they call it a wat. And of course, again, we don't touch anybody's head. Y'all don't even lean in for the hug. I'm telling you, just err on the side of caution and always dress modestly. And a lot of these Southeast Asian countries, they're very modest. And always when you go inside of a temple, you're going to be covered up. I didn't eat a lot of street food in Cambodia. I basically ate in my hotel, so I don't know what to tell y'all. But they have a fish curry, stir-fried beef. Oh, I did have the Khmer noodles. That was good. Yummy, delicious. Okay, so we got just a few more places and we're going to wrap this show up. South Korea. If you go to South Korea, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's the palace in Seoul. Breathtaking. I saw a whole show there. You'll see the videos from that too. Those are all in shorts. Beautiful colors. Oh, if you're a photographer, you will love it. And then there's this small village where I stayed. It's not really a village, it's an area. It's like a neighborhood, but you get to see the authentic Seoul houses. It's called Bukchon Hanok Village. Child, look it up. But it's in Seoul, and it's all the authentic architecture, restaurants. It's a shopping area, but it's really nice. Okay, so cultural norms kind of follow the same. You take your shoes off before entering houses in South Korea, and they're really big on respect for elders. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. And they use two hands. Like you'll notice when you're going to pay for something, you pay with both hands. And I know this is true in Japan. They don't put the money back in your hands. They put it on a tray, and then you take it from the tray. So you want to be careful. Malaysia. Everybody knows what you're going to see in Malaysia. You got to go see Petronas Towers and go to Penang, Georgetown. That's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I went to Penang, gorgeous. Georgetown is just as cute. Oh my God, it's got a little India. You can walk all day, eat all day, buy all the souvenirs you want. Really cute. And then Batu Caves. I didn't get a chance to go to Batu Caves, but it's 13 kilometers north of Kuala Lumpur. So you want to get there. Cultural norms, same thing. Remove your shoes. You dress modestly if you're going into any kind of temple or place of worship. And they say use your right hand for eating and giving and receiving. And also, you better be careful and respect prayer time during Ramadan, or you'll get treated like I did, man. I'm telling you, I'm here to help. Don't make these mistakes. When you go to Singapore, here are 3 things you must see. Gardens by the Bay, the things with the beautiful metal trees that light up. That was beautiful. Marina Bay Sands Hotel, that's a must. That should be on everybody's bucket list. That should be on every woman's bucket list. Not kidding. And then the Singapore Zoo was gorgeous. Singapore is very clean. It feels very engineered to me. They've got out of this world, next level shopping. It's very expensive. They got, the casino, all of that stuff. It feels like, I said this before, it feels like a rich man's playground. Crazy Rich Asians. Did y'all see that movie? It's kind of like that. But some things that you want to get, there's a rice dish that you can find. They call it chicken rice, but you want to go to Chinatown and they'll lead you to the most popular food stand. You'll know because you'll see everybody lined up. The line will be wrapped around the town. You want to get there. And then there's something called chili crab. It's exactly what it is. It's spicy crab. It's delicious. And then finally, China, y'all, I don't know because I haven't been to China, but this is what they say. This is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see the Great Wall of China. I'm going to the Forbidden City, and then the Terracotta Army in Shanxi province. I don't know, but I'm going to see. And when I see, I'm going to come back and tell y'all. Sister, is your phone on? Yes, it's on. Oh, did I miss something? Okay, hold tight. See, you need a sister like that. Okay, it's on. All right. Yep, my phone is on. I'm sorry for that. I just hope you enjoy your time. What is that? I hope you enjoyed your time in Malaysia. I did. Are you kidding me? I had the best time. Oh my God, Petronas Tower and I think it's City Center Mall. Amazing. And I think that's about the size of it, y'all. I think we went through so much stuff. I don't have anything else to tell y'all. Anything else? Book a time. Book a time. I got 2 more pages of notes, but we have gone our 2 hours, and I think 2 hours is plenty. I hope you enjoyed your time. I did. I had a great time. And so I want to invite you guys to number 1, book a time. If you have, I'm looking forward. I don't know. Maryland's posting stuff, y'all. Maryland is on the case. But if you're coming this way and you don't want to do it by yourself, you do not have to do it by yourself. I will absolutely help you get situated. I'll absolutely help you save some money, some aggravation, get you in a nice place to stay, kind of advise you on areas where you want to be, maybe some places you want to avoid because you don't want to be in the touristy places. And so if you need that kind of support, what you waiting for? Book a sister. I will be more than happy to help. If there's anything I can help you with, you all know where to reach me. Also, consider joining our 1,000 Black Women Brokerage Account Challenge, where we help you open up your Schwab brokerage account We help you set up your Thinkorswim trading and investing platform, and then you join our trading and investing learning community. We meet every week. We don't care who comes. And the beautiful thing about it is it's ongoing. If you can't make it one week, it's okay. You can pick up at any time. You can stop at any time. We will always be there. We will always be talking about money, and it's Black women. It's a safe space where you can come and ask real questions and get real support. So I don't think I have anything else, y'all. I gave it all to you today. Sharon says, I hear Black women get stared at. Did you have this experience? No. The only place, let me tell you where, and I want to say it was more curiosity. When I was in Cambodia, a lady did ask to touch my hair, touch my pony, and she wanted to take a picture. I don't even know if it was the picture first. But you all know what I do? When people do that to me, I let them. And then you know what I do? I say, oh, no. I want a picture with you and I want to touch your hair too. So it works. She was so shocked. That happened to me. She wanted to take the picture. I don't have a problem with you taking a picture with me. I can never tell. I think maybe they don't know if I'm mixed Cambodian or, Asian or something. So I think that's where it comes from for me. But no, I did not have that experience. Nobody has ever once in Thailand asked to take a picture of me or touch me. It hasn't happened to me, period. The only time it happened was in Cambodia. And I promise you, when they say, I say yes. But sis, I want yours too. Before you go, I want your picture too. And I hope that whatever they feel, it sensitizes them. If it's okay for you to ask me, it must be okay for me to ask you. And if you don't have a feeling about me touching your hair and taking a picture of you, then we all good. Then we all good. Nobody asked me in Japan. First of all, people in Japan are so polite. I don't think that's a thing. I don't know. They say that. But I will say this. Oh, let me take that back. When I was in Japan, the older people, because I went to this really nice restaurant, y'all. I saw a really nice restaurant in a hotel. And I was there in the middle of the day. And of course, I had on sweats. I'm traveling. I had on traveling clothes. And I might have had a suitcase or something. So I don't know. I'm sure that made me stand out. But yes, I take that back. In Japan, the older people, not the younger people, because the younger people are into hip hop, streetwear. They, I saw a boy with an afro. I saw dreads. The young people, that's not a thing. But with the older people, yes, they did. And I can honestly say I felt a little bit uncomfortable in that restaurant. But I wasn't sure if they were staring at me because I was dressed so casually in such a fancy restaurant. It could have been any of it. But I have a sneaking suspicion that older Asian people, particularly in Japan, they just don't see it. It's such a closed, homogenous society. It could be that it's so unusual. Danny says that in Asia, they will ask politely. Yeah, the lady in Cambodia was very, very, very polite. I didn't feel like, I didn't feel like I was on show, or it didn't feel, no. I was yes. But I tell you, when she got ready to walk away, I said, no, give me your camera. Somebody take my phone. I want a picture of you too. I feel like if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And if you don't have a problem with it, I don't have a problem with it. In Dalat, Vietnam, 2 different women touched my locks and didn't ask. Well, don't you think that Vietnamese people women in particular, are a bit more forward? I'm just going to say that they're a bit more forward. And I will say this too. I felt like they were a bit more forward in South Korea. I had a man ask me to leave his store in South Korea. I'm just telling y'all what God loved. So you don't hear me talking a lot about trying to get back to South Korea. That whole thing, I think so many people, this is just my humble opinion. I could be wrong, Lord. I usually don't even veer this way. But I think that so many Koreans have relocated to the U.S. They own stores and small businesses. They have had interactions with Black people or Westerners. And there is a sort of tension. I know it's true in the U.S. You go to any Korean store in the hood and there's this energy. Now, I don't know if that transfers the other way when you are in their home country. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you this. That man asked me to leave his store and I said, gladly. I just came from Japan, sir. I've been to greater I've been to nicer stores than this. I didn't have any problem with leaving his store. I could say more, but I will say less. I was in a little 7-Eleven. Questionable. Questionable because everything in Japan is super, 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 super clean. I didn't have any problem with leaving that little store. I said, yes, and you can have this coffee back because that whole area over there needs a touch up. That whole area over there needs some attention. You would never see that. Hi, Colette. How are you? I haven't seen you. Hey, Colette. Yes, Vietnam is the place to be. Abba knows. Abba, we were chasing each other around Southeast Asia. They everywhere. I don't know who was going first, but we were literally crisscrossing one another in the airports. And so I'm just telling y'all, get outside, come outside. Hey, Sharon, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share. And we'll be doing this again. Once I get done with China, I'll update you guys. A bus driver cussed me out, called me crazy. Yes, I'm telling you, in Seoul is wild. They honk their horns. It's a whole different ballgame. And I will say this, I gotta wrap up. Y'all, don't do it the way I did it because I'm telling you, you're gonna be disappointed. My cousin told me, she said, do not go to Japan first and then go to Seoul. You go to Seoul first. You go to Korea. You go to South Korea first and then go to Japan. Because the truth is, while I was there, I was like, child, I could have stayed in Japan for this. I could have spent my last 4 or 5 days and extended my time in Japan. Is Seoul, Korea, or South Korea worth going? Absolutely. It's a beautiful country. I saw beautiful things. It's just gorgeous. Great food. Really, kind people, but it's very different from Japan. Yes, child, they were honking horns, and that man told me to get up out of his store, and I said, yeah, you don't have to invite me out twice, sir. Show me to the door. Hey, Janella, I'm so glad you've made it. I'm so glad you made it. It's okay. Catch the replay. It's jam-packed with information. I hope it helps somebody. If there's anything I can do to help you, you guys know where to find me. You can email me at fromlack2legacy@gmail.com. I answer my emails. I respond. If you leave a comment under one of the videos, I try to get back to everybody. So if you need something, y'all know where to find me. Amelia, good night, you guys. Bye, everybody. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.